In 2009, Sandy Cipriano had a sweet surprise for children fighting cancer. She raised thousands of rands for the medical needs by selling cupcakes. Last year was the real icing on the proverbial cake, as she bagged more than 1 million rand for her Cupcakes for Kids with Cancer initiative. As September marks Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, she's hoping to raise even more this year. Cipriano now joins me in studio. Sandy, thank you so much for coming through. Now, tell us a little bit about Cupcakes for Hope.
Well, Cupcakes of Hope is a non-profit company, and we're out there to help create awareness for children with cancer as well as raise funds for kids with cancer. And we do it through our love of baking cupcakes. So we call our bakers our cupcake angels. It's by far the sweetest way to save a life.
And then how do cupcakes feature into this whole thing?
Well, we used cupcakes as a fundraising event in our, I'm from a restaurant called Rio Sol, so we actually use it as a fundraiser to create awareness for our community in the Vaal Triangle a couple of years ago. So we used a world record to get free publicity out there, and yes, it's just grown from them. It's mushroomed. In the meantime, I've registered now as a non-profit company, and this year we're hosting the 4th National Cupcake Day today on the 26th of September at 70 malls across the country. So we have got thousands of cupcake angels out there baking and making a difference today.
Great. How did this whole idea start?
Well, unfortunately, a friend of ours lost her child due to cancer, little Kiara, a couple of years ago. And it really just touched my heart how somebody so small suffered so much, and how helpless the parents are. And sometimes parents lose their jobs because they now need to take care of their child full time. So we realized that there was a need for help. One of our biggest donations that we made that year with the world record was donating a prosthetic leg to a 15-year-old boy. And you know, that morning when I saw him, his granny actually wheeled him into the offices, and when he walked out, I actually gave him a hug, and he actually said to me, "Yes, Tannie, jy's lekker kort," meaning, you know, you're very short. But to me, it just meant to me he could actually look me straight in the eye, whereas earlier the morning he was in his chair and he looked up. So that just touched my heart and just made me realize this is my purpose in life, and this is where I'm making a difference in children's life that might just need that little bit extra, although they might have medical aid, or, you know, we're there to help. And the nice thing about our charity, it's called Cupcakes for Kids with Cancer, so we use any celebration time. If it's a birthday, we try and surprise the patients in their hospital, if they're at hospital, or if it's even end of cancer treatment, you know, we try and surprise them with cupcakes. It always brings a smile to a child's face to see a cupcake.
That's lovely. So how does one get involved if one wants to help?
All right, so even if you're not a baker, you can get involved, right? So we have, obviously today's our main fundraising event of the year, but we've got a lot of awareness events. So we have something called a Party of Hope, so you can register online, where we will actually send you a free angel party pack, which consists of baking cups and balloons and piping bags, everything that you need to get your party going. But the most important, it gets this leaflet. Now, this leaflet consists the cancer early warning signs on at the back. We are very proud. Dr. Jennifer Gill, which is a pediatric oncologist at Wits Donald Gordon, helped us do this infographic, and we've just released it in 10 languages on our website. So it's officially, it's got 6 of the South African official languages up there, as well as Portuguese for Angola and Mozambique, and French for all the other, or some of the other countries in Africa. So they can go onto our website, go download it, get educated. Early detection can save a child's life. So.
Wow, Sandy, you're doing great work. If you want to help with the Cupcakes for Kids with Cancer, do go on the website. The website is cupcakesofhope.org. Thank you so much for coming through, Sandy. Now, mass anti-corruption marches planned for Wednesday may not go ahead. The National Economic Development and Labour Council has granted Metal Workers Union NUMSA a strike certificate for the protest action, but it will only be valid in 2 weeks, meaning Wednesday's rally will be unprotected. Several organizations and 2 trade federations have indicated support for the countrywide marches. NUMSA is now considering legal action against NEDLAC to get the go-ahead for the event. The union will have internal discussions on whether to postpone the marches. Thousands of Iranians have taken to the streets of Tehran in anger over the stampede during the Hajj in Saudi Arabia. Over 700 people died on Thursday in the annual pilgrimage's worst disaster in 25 years. More than 100 victims were from Iran and more are still missing. Saudi officials have suggested the stampede was caused by pilgrims who ignored crowd control rules, but the Iranian government blames the tragedy on Saudi officials' poor management.
To
say that the pilgrims were disordered, it was hot, or this and that, the world will not accept this. It is a lie.
I think we should reconsider the handling of the two holy harams. In these few years, like the 6th of the Dhul Hijjah of a couple of years ago, and the recent issue of the crane collapse this year, that the Saudi cannot in no way manage a ceremony with this greatness which is befitting to the Islamic world. The Islamic countries and the Islamic Conference should take note of this.
Pope Francis has wrapped up his first ever visit to New York by taking his so-called Pope Mobile to the streets. After addressing world leaders at the United Nations, locals and fans finally had a chance to see him. Thousands lined up